Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to do something even more daring. We're going to look to the future, to the end of the horizon, to confront a concept that is both terrifying and full of promise. A topic that has inspired countless works of art, films, and even mass panics: the apocalypse. When you hear this phrase, what image comes to mind? Is it cities in flames, meteors falling from the sky, or devastating wars? In popular culture, apocalypse is almost synonymous with the end, with total destruction. But is that its real meaning? Or have we missed a deeper message, a more symbolic meaning behind those terrifying images? The question of the world's end is not just a curiosity about the future. It's a mirror that reflects our deepest fears and hopes in the present. It forces us to answer the question, ultimately, where is the story of humanity heading? Will it all end in meaningless chaos, or will there be a resolution, a judgment, a new beginning? Today, we will decode ancient prophecies together, distinguish between literal readings and symbolic interpretations, and discover whether the apocalypse is something to be feared or something to hope for. First, apocalypse doesn't mean destruction. This is the most important starting point. The word apocalypse comes from the Greek apokalypsis. It does not mean destruction or the end of days. Its literal meaning is an unveiling, a revelation, an uncovering of what has been hidden. Imagine you're watching a play. The entire play takes place behind a stage curtain. You can only hear the sounds, guessing at what's happening. Then, at the end of the play, the curtain is raised, and for the first time, you see the entire stage, all the actors, and understand the true meaning of the story. Therefore, apocalyptic literature, like the Book of Revelation in the Bible, is not just a book for predicting the future like a news report. It's a special genre of literature that uses symbolic imagery, strange beasts, and mysterious numbers to unveil a deeper truth about the struggle between good and evil, about God's ultimate sovereignty over history, and about how the world's story will conclude. When facing prophecies about the end times, there are two main approaches, two lenses through which we can read these texts. First is the literal lens. This approach reads the prophecies like a news report written in advance. Events like the beasts in the Book of Revelation are understood as specific future empires or political leaders. Battles like Armageddon are seen as a literal world war that will happen at a specific location. Plagues like the sea turning to blood or the stars falling are understood as actual physical disasters. Adherents of this school often try to construct a detailed timeline of final events. The appearance of the Antichrist, a 7-year Great Tribulation period, the return of Jesus Christ, the Battle of Armageddon, and the establishment of a 1,000-year kingdom on earth. The advantage of this reading is that it provides a sense of certainty, a clear roadmap for the future. It urges people to be watchful and ready. However, its disadvantage is that it has led to countless failed predictions throughout history. Each generation tries to pin their contemporary figures and events onto the prophecies, from the Roman Emperor Nero to Napoleon, Hitler, and many other modern leaders. Focusing too much on decoding specific details can cause us to miss the main theological message of the text. The second view is the symbolic lens. This approach doesn't see the prophecies as a detailed script, but as a symbolic drama depicting eternal, spiritual, and theological truths. Instead of specific empires, the beasts represent oppressive systems of power that stand against God, existing in every era. For example, the Roman Empire in ancient times or totalitarian regimes today. The Battle of Armageddon is not a world war, but a symbol of the ongoing conflict between the kingdom of God, representing good, love, justice, and the kingdom of the world, evil, hatred, oppression. The purpose of the Book of Revelation is not to provide a map of the future, but to comfort and encourage those who are suffering. It unveils for them that, although the power of evil seems to be dominant, God is the one who is truly in control of history. In the end, justice will prevail, suffering will end, and their faithfulness will be rewarded. The apocalypse as a transformation of consciousness. Some modern thinkers, like the psychologist Carl Jung, go even further and interpret the apocalypse as a psychological event. It's the collapse of an old worldview, an outdated belief system in the consciousness of an individual or of all humanity, to make way for a new understanding, a higher level of awareness. An apocalypse happens every time our old self must die so that a new person can be born. So, is this final judgment terrifying or hopeful? Whether understood literally or symbolically, one of the central elements of the apocalypse is the final judgment. This is a concept that often causes a lot of fear. We imagine a cosmic courtroom where all our faults are exposed. However, if we look deeper, the final judgment is actually good news, a great hope. Why? It's the guarantee of justice. The final judgment is the promise that evil will not win. It affirms that our actions truly matter. Every act of kindness, every silent sacrifice, every struggle for what is right is recorded. And conversely, every act of injustice, every oppression, every hurtful lie will be held accountable. Without a final judgment, history is just a cruel story where the strongest and most ruthless win. Judgment is the hope of the oppressed, the assurance that one day all wrongs will be made right. It's purification, not just punishment. For those who believe in God, judgment is not an event to be feared because they believe that Jesus has already taken their punishment for them. Instead, it's like a process of purification by fire. The fire will burn away everything that is false, selfish, and temporary in our lives, the works built on pride and greed. Only what is true, built on the foundation of love, will remain. It is the moment of absolute truth, where we are freed from all our illusions about ourselves to become our true selves. It's the beginning of a new world. Most importantly, in the Bible, judgment is not the final chapter. It's just the second to last chapter. The final chapter is the creation of a new heaven and a new earth. This isn't the complete destruction of the old world, but its redemption and renewal. It's a world where there are no more tears, no more sorrow, no more death, a place where God will dwell fully with humanity. The end of the world is not the end of everything, but the end of everything bad to make way for the beginning of everything good. So, what is the meaning of the apocalypse for us now?
It's not just a prediction of future events, but a lens through which we can view the present. It reminds us that this life is not meaningless, that our choices carry an eternal weight. It challenges us to live responsibly. Knowing there will be a final accounting, we are invited to live lives of integrity, love, and justice. It frees us from despair. Knowing that God is in control and that good will triumph, we can face the injustices and sufferings of this world with courage and hope instead of bitterness and cynicism. It reorients our priorities. It forces us to ask ourselves, what truly matters? What will last after everything else has passed away? Are we investing our lives in things that will be burned up, or in things that will last forever? Whether you interpret these prophecies literally or symbolically, the core message remains the same. Our story doesn't end in chaos, but in resolution. The final unveiling will not be a spectacle of destruction, but the revelation of a great love and justice that have always been quietly at work behind all of history's events. And that, my friends, is not something to fear, but good news to hope for. What do you think of these interpretations? Do you feel fear or hope when you think about the end of the world? Please share your thoughts in the comments. This dialogue helps all of us face the future more wisely. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.